This computer. Very good. I did get Thursday's session posted here Friday morning. And we'll get going here. We've got time. Got about 2 more minutes. Switch notes here. So everybody got the email and the word that we've got about 48 hours more on the Surf Suff packs, right?
Yep.
I'll wait to remind me to go back to that topic here in a second. I tell you, the most difficult part of this transition is I can't believe I've had Subway sandwiches twice in the last 2 days.
Fred!
It could have been.
No.
Did you get the veggie ones at least?
Are you kidding me? I got the Philly cheesesteak.
Oh God. Oh no. How's your tummy?
Oh, I'll live.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the toughest part. Got this nice place here. I got like a refrigerator and a kitchen and all that kind of stuff, but just haven't quite had the time to get out and get stuff in. Plus, with the trying to spend as much time with mom, filling in for my sister, I really don't have that much time to be, shopping and cooking and all that kind of stuff. All right. Let's see here. I've got a couple of people I don't recognize. Debbie and Eric.
I'm here, brother.
Oh, there's Tommy. All right, very good. Oh, hey, coming in from his car, of course.
Hey, Fred, this is Debbie. I'm under Tommy, personally sponsored by him.
Hey, Deb.
Yeah, just kind of clicked. Thank you, Debbie. Good to see you. It just kind of clicked for a second there. We're so accustomed. This has been a little course. We hand selected several people, about 24 people, to go through a training, a mentorship program, because it occurred to me there's things that I've learned over the last 30 years that just aren't even being shared in the industry anymore. And so it's kind of like having your own private little Saturday morning church group, and there's somebody else there. Who are you? All right, folks, I got 1 minute after. We've got, you may want to mute your mics for our new people. There you go, Tommy.
Yeah, shaking it up, man. Just got through doing some crazy workout right now. Plant protein.
Yeah, that's the first thing I do, man, is grab that protein. I want to take advantage of every minute I spend in the gym, get that protein pumping through those muscle cells.
Yes, sir.
Makes me feel better about myself. One quick thing, everybody should already have gotten the announcement via email. We heard last night Ryan is going to extend, Ryan Palmer is going to extend everybody got it? All right. We're going to talk a little bit about what to do with that 48 hours that we've got left here, because everybody's got somebody that they really wanted to get involved and just ran out of time. But we'll talk specifically about what to do over the next 48 hours, both for the new people and those of you that have been around a little bit more. But what I wanted to do, folks, and I'm really very, very excited about this and privileged to have Tommy Chapel with us. Some of you recall me talking about the story. Over the years, I've had a chance to see a lot of people come and go, well, not just from the industry, but from, I'm talking about specifically with ZJEF. And, you shouldn't, I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't, judge people. But, there's, and I don't, I'm not saying that I judge people, but there are certain people that kind of rise to the front of my consciousness as being what I call the real deal. The real deal in my estimation in network marketing, it's somebody who's got the right philosophy. You know, the challenge we have in our type of profession is whenever you have an environment where a lot of money is being made, it's unfortunate, but you're going to attract the wrong kind of people. It's just the way it is. You know, people, you know, the fast buck, easy money people. And because it's a simple system, this was something we've been talking about for the last now 5 weeks. It's a simple system, okay? Average people and people that, you know, maybe don't have the correct moral compass can master our system, okay? It's all about doing a little bit more often, a little bit longer, and you can rise to the top, okay? It's why a guy like I can do this. Now, what I have seen over the years is you can, you know, I want to say maybe that's the one thing that maybe I do have a little bit of an advantage. I tend to be able to get a good feel for people. And well, I've known Tommy for a long time. It was, I think, 2 years ago. We were in a Salt Lake City in a convention. I was working out in the gym. And, you know, it was a really nice gym, but I was kind of feeling a bit put on because there were other people in my gym. You know the deal. I'm used to going to my own gym, right? There's nobody there, just me and the trainer. And Tommy comes up, and he's talking with me, and he's introducing, and I don't, Angel was the young man, real heavy set boy. I don't know if I'm getting the right name. Ozzy, thank you. That was, I think that wasn't quite right. And just the, you know, the genuine excitement in Tommy's voice as he was introducing Ozzy to me. He was, you know, genuinely excited about having Ozzy there, about the progress he was making with his weight loss. You can tell the difference between somebody who sponsors someone with the mindset of what they can do to help that person achieve their goals versus what's that person going to do to help my business grow. And just listening and talking with him, I peg Tommy as the real deal. Now, the real deal is a guy that walks the walk, not talks the talk. The real deal is a guy who cares more about his new guy's paycheck than he cares about his paycheck. The real deal is the guy that cares more about his customer getting results on the product than the money he makes. And you know, Tommy and I had a chance to connect there at the Cancun event here just this past month, and I asked him if he would, you know, be willing to take a few minutes and share his story with you folks. I specifically talked about this group, and he was very excited to do that. It was, you know, I mean, to me, to take time out of building your own business to support other people, that's a big deal. You know, Tommy's busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest these days. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask Tommy maybe to share a little bit about his background, what got him to Zija, tell the story. Now, this isn't a 60-second story, folks. This is the story that we share amongst each other, okay? So understand Tommy's elaborating. And I also asked him if he'd share the real story behind the story, because everybody needs to understand, if you could just, you know, if you could be Fred Holmes, fall out of a truck of a cab of a truck, hit the ground, jump up, dust yourself off in a $2,000 suit and make $1 million, you know, that's not how it happened. Right? That's not how it happened. It was a long path from there to here. And I'm gonna ask Tommy if he share a little bit, and you know, and he's open to taking a question or two. We want to keep him on for the whole hour. But Tommy, great to see you, buddy. You're looking pretty good. Not looking pretty good. You're looking damn good. But you young fellas, talk to me in 25 years. Hey, Tommy, great to see you, buddy. Thanks for being with us. Share with the folks a little bit about who Tommy Chapa is and what brought you to Zija.
Well, Fred, I tell you what, man, I'm honored to be on this call, this webinar with your people, man. I'm just super excited about what's going on right now with our organization and Zija and really everybody. You know, we are a Zija family, and I'm honored, like I said, to help you out, and I'd love to help anybody out on this call. But yeah, I've been involved with Zija now since February of 2013. So man, Fred, 4 years already, brother. Can't even believe that. Oh. Yeah. But I've been in the industry, network marketing. I got involved in 2009 with a previous company. Now, let me go back before that, guys, because I didn't have a special network marketing background or anything like that. I've been in construction my whole life, guys, and I'm a country boy. I've been rodeoing, cowboy, you know what I'm saying, hunting, fishing, and on the horse most of the time, most of my life. And again, construction. And when a friend of mine, or to tell you the truth, a lot of friends of mine would always pitch network marketing to me, pitch some kind of business and this and something. And I've never, Fred, never really impressed me because I never saw anybody making any money. You know, people that were talking to me, telling me about this and that, they're going to make money, they're going to do this and do that. 3 months later, 6 months later, they're not doing it anymore, right? So that kind of was like, man, those things don't work. Until 2008, a friend of mine showed me something. I was like, here's another one of these deals. And I was like, whatever, good luck. And a year later, I'm losing my business, man, in construction, not doing good, going bankrupt, losing everything. And here comes a good friend of mine that I kind of made fun of for getting in this industry with a $20,000 paycheck for the month. And I'm like, all right, you got my attention, right? You know, and he went in there and literally check slapped me. He's like, man, I told you we're going to do this thing big and you're missing the boat. And I got started, guys. And I tell you what, hold on, Fred, something's going on. I don't know. There's a little phone deal on my.
You're okay.
You good?
Yeah, we got
Okay,
you, Tommy.
All right. So, you know, that got my attention. I couldn't even fathom making 20 grand a month. And that's when I got started in network marketing. And I tell you what, the first 6 months, I probably wanted to quit. You know, I had ups and downs, a lot more downs and ups. But the cool thing is I got surrounded by some people in my early years that were doing big things. You know, I wasn't surrounding myself with negative people because I tell you what, when I first got started, Fred, I had a lot of negative people, man. That was mostly my friends and family were telling me, man, you're crazy for doing that. That don't work, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, I tell you what, I love my family to death, but they've never done business before. They've never made more than $30,000 a year before. And they're trying to give me financial advice, right? I always just said, you know, broke people listen to broke people and wealthy listen to wealthy. And I started listening to some wealthy people, Fred. And within 3 years, we almost made collectively right at 7 figures. And I was with that company that was, it was all right, but it wasn't the best. And it looked like it wasn't doing as good as it didn't look like it was going to survive, put it that way. And a friend of mine that was a personal mentor of mine that was $1 million a month mentor, $1 million a month guy in this industry said, man, you need to take a look at Zija. It's poised to be a $1 billion brand. And you need to really take a good look at it. And I tell you what, Fred, I was coming from a service-based company. I didn't really want nothing to do with products. And I tell you what, man, that was the best move I've ever made in my life was to come to a product-based company. And I kind of started researching. When you make big money, you start researching the industry you're in, right? Like really becoming a student in the game. And I tell everybody, Fred, you know, to become a professional, this is a profession, guys. And to become a professional, any profession, it's 10,000 hours, right? And what I see a lot of people come in here is they give it 10 hours, 20 hours, maybe 50 hours. And if it ain't work, if they ain't making $1 million, they're quitting or something. It's crazy. But anyways, you know, I put some time into this thing, and I just researched the research. I just saw people that really walk away with real residual income or doing a product-based company, something really on a compensation plan like ours. And I tell you what, Fred, you know, with really looking at who Ken Brailsford was, his background, and of course Maringo LaFera, I was like, man, dude, this could be something big. And then I got on the products, you know, and tell you what, man, first couple of days, I was like, man, we got a home run right here. So I can really feel this. But I got started and I followed a really simple system of which all y'all should know, right? The Peak Pass Plug system. And I tell you what, Fred, we went from nothing to diamond in 6 months. I think I made platinum my first 2 weeks in Zija. And, you know, we just started doing this. And again, it's, you know, as you said, man, it's not about, you know, what can people do for me? If you have that kind of attitude, guys, you're not going to do anything big with this business. It's all about helping other people. And the easiest part in this business, the easiest thing you can do in this business is literally, guys, just, man, pour yourself into other people. You know, I mean, I tell everybody the easy part is signing people up. The hard part is developing people, especially if you're building a business with someone. It takes time to develop them, guys. It ain't going to happen overnight. And a lot of people just don't give it the time, man. And if you really, because this is not a get rich quick overnight, anything like that. And most of the time, guys, I don't even like to show my income because again, I had 3 years prior to this, man. I was working my butt off coming. I was like really working my rear end off when I came into Zija, had a little bit of a following and stuff. So we had some non-typical results, put it that way, right? So for the most part, man, I'm just really just getting someone started and really, you know, for the ones that want to do the business, man, I'm pouring myself into them and, you know, self-developing them and showing them a real simple system that anybody can win here. But Fred, man, you know, I tell a lot of people are watching, you know, and some of my best people, some of your best people aren't going to come into your business a year, 2 years, 3 years into your business. I know I just enrolled Jeremy Apollo. He's been watching me for 4 years. Again, he's been watching me for 4 years. Didn't believe in this first year, didn't believe me in my second year, really didn't believe, started believing me in my third year. Watched, and now he just got started. But the guy hit bronze his second week, third week hit bronze, fourth week hit bronze, silver. Last night he almost hit gold. And again, if I would have quit, you know, or not did something, guys, you know, 'cause I see so many people quit, not necessarily the product at all, but they'll quit doing the business. Because they're not seeing the results, or they're not, you know, people are telling no or whatever. And I'm like, man, people are watching. If you just go get a little bit of success under your belt, you have no idea how you will start attracting people. But again, it's not going to happen overnight. Like you said, Fred, you ain't going to fall out of a truck and just become $1 million earner overnight. You know, you're going to have your ups and downs. And I tell you what, Fred, I have had my downs in Zija. I have hit the wall in Zija. I promise you I have. And, you know, if you think you have people quitting on you or not doing the business or not following through, trust me, I think I probably have a little bit more than you do. But the difference between me and someone else, Fred, is I continue to stay in motion. I continue to stay the course, and I'm constantly enrolling new people, constantly. And, you know, I'm sifting through people. What I love about Zija, though, is my previous business, it was literally a revolving door, you know, meaning people stop, they stop. Here, what I love with Zija, man, they're not stopping taking this product, which has given us a large customer base that has just has given me a high six-figure residual income, which I didn't have that in the previous company. You know, I maybe made it 7 figures in the previous company, but the day I quit that company, that my income would go down because it was not residual based. It was all upfront loaded and whatnot, making all these big bonuses. The back end residual wasn't there. And here in Zija, guys, I mean, I literally, I'm never going to quit this. I think when I'm hitting $1 million a month, I'm still not going to quit doing Zija, because, guys, it's in my blood, man. I'm all about helping people. I'm always educating people what's wrong with our foods today and showing them a solution through our product, not necessarily showing people how to go get rich and blah, 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 blah. 90% of the time, man, I'm talking about product, educating people on product. And then you got your 10% entrepreneurs that I'm finding. But yeah, Fred, man, I can go on and on and on, man, about all kinds of stuff, brother. But let me know what else you want me to talk about.
Well, Tommy, you hit on a couple of gems that I'd like to just focus on. I do want to, you know, offer these people a moment if you've got time to interact.
Absolutely, I got time, brother.
One of the first things you said about, you know, lots of people telling you, hey, join this business, blah, 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 blah. You never saw anybody make money. They pitch you on a deal. You know, your friend, your neighbor, your relative, somebody like you, like me, and somebody that you know you knew, and they were in and out in 3 months. They never made any money, and so you figured the deal didn't work. One of the things that you know, I use the phraseology invitation, presentation, validation, right? Peak, pass, plug, right? Same thing. And one of the key things that that I'm imparting is that when you have an environment, not everybody does, but when you have an environment where you've got successful people that are part of your upline support team, you know, talk about how important it is to get your prospect on the phone with a Tommy Chappa to validate.
Oh, it's huge.
It's huge. Expand on that, on how do you get your friend to stick around in the process long enough to talk to a Tommy Chappa?
Man, great question, Fred. I tell you what, that's huge. I'll tell you what, when I first got started, Fred, in network marketing, and I'll go into this question because it's a great deal, because I really believe, you know, I tell people, man, I can explain this thing like it's with my eyes back in my hand. I know Moringa, I can explain it. Why would I want to explain it and do all this stuff when I can follow a simple system of peak, pass, plug? You know, I get people on the phone just to hear another story. That's the main thing, not to hear it from me, but to have validation, like you said, right? Hear it from someone else. But when I got started in network marketing in our previous business, it was kind of the same thing. And I remember my first like week or two, I called my sponsor and I said, man, everybody's telling me no, I've got like 10 no's in a row. And I'll never forget this, man. My sponsor said, you're getting the no's, but I'm not. I didn't get 10 no's. You got 10 no's. And if you're not willing to put me on the phone, right, to validate this business, if I were you, I'd call corporate right now and quit. You know, I'd call corporate right now and just not do this, because it ain't going to work for you if you try to do it by yourself. And that stuck with me, guys, like big time. And I was like, all right, man, I mean, because this was the deal. I didn't want to, like, I mean, at first I didn't really know my sponsor too much, this guy, you know, I mean, I knew who he was, but I didn't want him like talking to my buddies, whatever. So I was like, man, but when I started doing that, things started happening, right? And I tell you what, so I've you know, coming into this business, guys, this is all I did right here. You know, when I started Zija, I remember this, I remember Chris Estes saying, hey, Tommy, this is all you need to do. Write a list. Don't burn the list by talking too much, right? Because most people can write a list, but most people burn the list trying to talk. And he said, don't burn the list, man, because Fred, when I got started, Chris Estes told me to get 2, right?
Okay.
I enrolled 27 people my first week in Zija. And I called Zija Ninja. Couldn't say Moringa to save my life. Couldn't spell nutrition. I was a fat boy, pregnant with twins, right? All mess and whatever. But I enrolled 27 people by following a simple system of writing a list, right? Piquing their interest, passing them on some information, and getting them on the phone with Chris. And this is all I did. I remember I calling everybody, and the first thing coming out of my mouth was, I don't have too much time to talk, Fred, but I was thinking of you. I remember the other day you were talking about X, Y, and Z, you know, joint pain, back pain, need to lose weight. And I found something to help you with that. It's called Moringa. And that's what I teach my new people. I said, that's the only thing I need you to do is learn. I just found out about something that can help you with X, Y, and Z. It's called Moringa. Have you heard of it? And they all said, no, what is it? And that was, when they say that, that's your cue to get off the phone as a brand new distributor. And still today, I get off the phone. Why do I want to explain it, Fred, when I have a Harvard genius that can explain it for us, right? Dr. Plant. You know, why would you want to do that? So every time someone said, Tommy, what is that? I'd say, man, I'd love to explain it to you, but I can't. I got to get back into work right now. But I want to text you some information. When can you take a look at some information? And, you know, if they said tomorrow or next week or today, I said, what time? And I got a time. And I said, cool, I'll call you back around that time. And I hung up the phone. That's all I did, Fred. I did that to 50 people. And 34 people gave me a time that they'd look at this information. Well, when I called all 34 people, all back and explain all this stuff to them, right? And all that kind of stuff. But when I called them back, I said, hey, did you take a look at that info? I don't care what they said. I said, great. Say hello to Chris. He's an expert on Moringa. He's on the phone with us. He's helping me. He can help you. So I had Chris on the phone already, brother. And out of 27 people, out of 4, man, my phone is blowing up, man. I'm sorry, guys. This phone just keeps coming on and on. So out of 34 people, guys, out of 34, I signed up 27. And out of those 27 people, 11 of them wanted to do the business with us. So what did we teach those 11? To do the same thing, right? Write a list. Don't burn the list by talking too much, right? Peak, pass, plug. And I think out of those 11 people, we turned into 300 our first month. And now we're thousands, right? But by following a simple system, but always using that plug, that validation is so huge, guys. Using your upline. I mean, again, guys, we work as a team here. And if you're willing to use the people that know a little bit more than you, it's phenomenal. Because I tell people, like, when I first got started, everybody knew the broke Tommy Chapa. Everybody knew the Tommy Chapa that wasn't in the business, right? And that's why they kind of weren't believing people. When I started connecting them with wealthy people in new business, people that were doing great, you know, my friends talked to them totally different than they would talk to me, you know? And that's what it is. It's just validation. That's all it is hearing it from someone else, not necessarily you at the beginning sometimes maybe. And gosh, Fred, that's all I've really implemented, you know, is writing a list, you know, getting a new distributor, writing them their list. And out of their list, I'll say who are 2 or 3 or 4 people that'll show up to your house, maybe tomorrow or the next day because it's you, and having a little house event. But between having my house events, we're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm not and going into a house event, trying to pitch all this, let's make all this money and stuff, you know. I'll tell you what, you know, Fred, what's really worked out for me is asking, because most people do things, most people will do more for others than themselves. Does that sound like right? You know, you know, because I'll be in front of a group and they don't know nothing about business. We're there talking product. And I'm telling you, I've been killing it with this right here. I'll be talking to a group, or I'll be talking to one person, right? And I'll simply say, hey, you know, after I go through these products, this is what I love about Zija. If these products don't do what they say they do, there's 100% money back guarantee. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I can get your money back. But if it does what they say they do, you're feeling good, looking good, whatever, would you be willing to help me out? Because this is what I do this is what I do for a living. If you'd be willing to help me out and recommend a few people to me, right? I'll show you how to get this product for free. I'll show you how to get a little referral check for doing that. If you can just help me out, it's unbelievable how everybody will be like, dude, yeah, I got a few people, because they're helping me out, you know, and they'll recommend, and I'll teach them the little Peak Pass plug and just route them to me. And guess what? I enroll their people under their account. They get a paycheck. I tell them about it and they get all excited, you know? And, but I'm not telling them, hey, let's go join this business, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just recommending to me, this is what I do, you know? And they start recommending like crazy to other people, because it's psychology, man. It's just crazy. But that's how I'm finding my people, my distributors, right? Are just looking for the people that want to recommend. And if I can get them a paycheck, dude, game over. They get excited when they get a $30 paycheck, a $60 paycheck. I'm talking about, Fred, they get excited, especially when I'm not pushing this person into some business or something.
It's working.
Absolutely. That's what they say. It's working. And then they're getting results on the product. And they're like, dude, this is just a home run. Let's recommend some more, right? You know? But yeah, Fred, I mean, the validation is huge. You know, if you ain't putting, you know, if someone ain't hearing a story, I mean, your prospects are not hearing a story from someone else. They're just hearing it from you, man. Again, guys, that's a big deal in this business, is that third-party validation, hearing it from someone else, someone's quick story. And if you can't get someone on the story, man, just a video, right? Something. But for the most part, hearing it from someone else is huge.
You know, Tommy, you are the real deal, buddy. You are the real deal. Every time you bleep out, it's somebody texting you. Got to talk to you, Tommy. I don't want to hold for forever. I want to make one comment, and then I'm going to see if anybody's got a question. You said something incredibly important. To become a professional takes 10,000 hours. Okay, and I'm assuming that's probably related to how much time you have to have in school to get your degree or whatever. 10,000 hours to be a professional. And a lot of people quit in 10 hours. Could you have done, you went from 0 to diamond in 6 months when you started with this company.
Mm-hmm.
Could you have done that had you not had the 3 or 4 years of the previous company?
Man, probably not, to tell you the truth, because I knew, because I came into Zija and I enrolled a lot of people, and it was and I knew what I needed to do, Fred. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I needed to do. And that's why sometimes I don't even show people, I don't even sometimes tell people that story, because sometimes they think they're going to get those. And you can. We have people in this organization that do that all day. You know, and we got people do diamond in 3 months. So I tell people all day it's possible, you know, but I don't know if you're willing to do what I did. You know, I don't know if you're willing to work 100+ hours the first 6 months, right? A week, right? I don't know if you're willing to, you know, wake up at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning and go to bed at 2 a.m. every day, 7 days a week. I don't know if you're willing to do that, you know, but it's possible, because I did it. There's a lot of people doing it before me. So do I say it's absolutely, you know, everything is possible? I've seen brand new people come in here and kill it. But what the difference is between an expert kind of coming into Zija, a professional coming into Zija, from just Joe Blow just starting their first network marketing, is Joe Blow can come in and do it in 6 months if they're following the system, they're partnered with the right people, man. You know, I learned that real quick, Fred. You know, in network marketing, man, if you're not plugged into the right person, if you're not listening to the right person, if you're not getting mentored by the right person, it's not going to work for you guys. I tell you what, misery, you know, loves company, right? And some of your distributors, man, will wear you out, meaning like, this ain't work, whatever, can talk you down, right? So I just knew that I needed to get with the right person. And that's why I sought out Chris Estes. That's why I sought out this organization, because I just wanted to get with the best of the best and follow the best of the best, because I knew if I can get with the best. And again, guys, you're with Fred Holmes, man. You were the best. You're with Zija. You were the best, period. And that's what I love about Zija, guys, and the Zija family is, if you're, you have someone, you have an upline diamond. And if you don't, guys, there's just everybody. That's what I love about Zija. It's a family. Everybody's willing to help everybody. And if you can just plug in with some people, guys, man, the skies are the limit for sure.
Well, and I think, everybody needs to understand that you got to give yourself the time to grow into the person you want to become in Zija.
Absolutely.
It doesn't happen overnight for everybody. It didn't for me. It took me, 2 years to hit diamond. I ended my second year at Emerald. I made a lot of money. The comp plan, right? We get paid on volume, not on pin rank, right?
Yep.
But these stories sometimes can be off-putting to somebody who's been out there hammering it. Maybe they're trying to get their personal development. And people got to give themselves time to grow into who they are. Tommy, can I take another 5 minutes of your time and open up to a question?
Absolutely.
All right, folks. I've muted everybody's line so we could keep Tommy's as the focus speaker here. Who's got a question for Tommy? This is a rare opportunity to get the Tommy Chapa live, and fortunately we have video, not smell-o-vision, because he just got out of the gym.
Exactly. Telling you.
Question.
What do you want to eat at?
Speak up.
Huh?
Something not bad for you.
Hey,
Who's
Tommy,
got
this
one?
is Cindy down in Florida.
Okay, Cindy Knight, who's next rock star, Tommy. Go ahead, Cindy.
I just wanted to know, do you have any special or favorite prospecting question to your people? Like what are they looking for? And how do you approach them if you don't know them?
If I don't know them, I'm really, for the most part, I'm always listening. People are always complaining about this or that. And I'm not one, if someone's complaining about their joint pain, if I'm sitting at the kitchen table, or if I'm sitting in a restaurant and someone's complaining about their back pain, joint pain, I'll say, man, I came across something that I know that can help with that. Pass the green beans or whatever. I'll change the subject. They'll be like, what's that? What are you talking about?
Go out to the soccer complex.
And then I'll kind of explain it to them a little bit.
And chill till the game.
But
want to do that?
Can y'all hear me, guys?
Yeah, we're hearing you fine. Go right ahead.
Okay, guys, I just never used this system right here. So yeah, I mean, there's just there's so many ways, but I always trying to just keep it real brief and real simple. I'm for the most part, if I don't know this person at all, I'm not gonna sit there and try to sell them a ringgit right there. Again, I'm just piquing their interest, maybe trying to get a number or try to get something from them. But I'm not gonna go into all kinds of crazy stuff with them. I'm just gonna use a real simple peak with that person.
So you do try to get their information.
Yeah,
and
how I do get the information, a lot of people's information, is I ask them, hey, could I text you some information? Right?
Okay.
And they'll say yes, and I'll give them my phone and say, would you mind putting your number in here? And they're putting their number, and I'll text them. Or I'll just do it right there. But I mean, there's a lot of people, guys, will give their phone number out there too. If you really just, I'll text you some info or something. I get people giving me their numbers all the time.
Mm-hmm. Let me share some objections.
Hang on one second. I want to share something here. What Tommy said is magic. People will give him his phone number because he's not trying to sell them something. He overheard a conversation. He approached them with honesty, integrity, and here's the real key: authenticity. He is just him. He is just him.
What do you guys want?
And that's why he gets the phone numbers, right? Let me do this. Let me run over to Rory and Tammy Hall. You guys raise your hand. Go ahead.
Hey, Fred. Thanks a lot. Hey, Tommy. Long time.
Hey, yes, my good friends. How y'all doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good to see y'all.
Adam, our son, and I have been going out on a weekly basis. He goes out more than I do because I'm still doing practice stuff and our Zija business too. But we've been hitting up gyms here in Kansas City. He's been trying to replicate what you're doing in San Antonio. He's trying to replicate here in Kansas City. And he's probably talked to over 60 gyms. I've probably gone to him with probably 50% of those. And although we get gyms that are interested in what we're talking about, and, you know, some of them are going, yep, we definitely want to do this. And then we go back and, you know, and they're, yep, I want to sign up, but I need like 2 weeks or whatever. And then all of a sudden they're MIA. And so we're having kind of a bit of a struggle trying to get those gyms to, you know, once they said yes, or they said, yeah, I'll look at your stuff, then we can't seem to get them going the right direction. So suggestions?
Are you leaving them samples for like 3 or 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, we've done samples. Yeah, we've definitely done samples. We've told them we'll come in and talk to their people. I mean, you know, other than doing a backflip, we've, you know, been willing to do pretty much whatever it takes.
Yeah, for the most part, man, you know how I got into all these CrossFits is I did a CrossFit competition, and I just did a booth, you know, at one event, and I got tons of leads. And to tell you the truth, the samples for me is what did it. I was giving samples of all these owners, and I say, man, just try it out, give it a week, try it out, and man, every single one of them loved it, you know. And I was just following up. Now, did it happen overnight? No, I mean, it was a follow-up. It was a 60, 90 day, you know, turnaround. Like right now, you know, Chris Galvan owns Trinity Competitions, one of the biggest guys, and this dude's about to, I enrolled him back in September. He's been on the product, trying it, hadn't told nobody, but I've built a monster right team, and I've enrolled probably 9 CrossFit gyms under them, and out of those 9, 5 of them have hit bronze to silver status already. And he's seen this monster volume. Now he's doing something. But for the most part, Roy, you know, it takes time, you know. It takes follow up, and it takes really is building a relationship with these people, man. You know, that's the biggest deal. Is it's what takes the time is really building that connection with them. But for the most part, how I got into all that is again doing a competition. It's taken me, you know, I've been doing this 4 years, and I just broke into it, you know, a year ago. So I've been working on it for years, to tell you the truth. And the right people it fell on the right ears, put it that way, because I did get a ton of no's, and I did get a lot of people saying, I'll try. And what you're getting, I promise you. But I did it enough where it did fall on the right ears. It fell on Chris Galvan's ears, and he gave me a chance, you know, and he put me in front of some people, and they got on the product, and guess what happened? Boom. And this was the deal is I got that guy's name, Chris, and that, because if it was me coming to all these people, it probably wouldn't have worked, to tell you the truth. I enrolled somebody that had a lot of credibility in the CrossFit world, fell in love with the product, and I was just using his name, and he was getting me some leads.
Were you focusing on the XM for the
yeah, just Moringa, yeah, XM Plus and XM Plus, big time.
Okay. Yep.
That, I mean, I was just really educating them on Moringa, you know, because none of them knew about Moringa.
How do you get to owners that won't return your emails?
Man. Again, just keep on it, brother. I mean, I saw everybody try to see everybody face to face for the most part, you know.
We would like to have
and again, try to connect them, you know, try to connect them with other gym owners, whatever. And that was I was doing too. I was getting one gym owner talk to another. I was constantly connecting. You know, again, I was a connector. That's all I was doing is connecting one gym owner to the other. One that had results, that one was just trying it out. Boom.
Do you have a gym that we would be able to maybe contact with one of our gyms?
Yeah,
know,
and to tell you the truth, I don't have any gyms. I got all CrossFit boxes. I do have the I have 3 Ninja Warrior gyms, and the rest are all CrossFit jobs, all of them.
Yeah, that's.
I literally don't have I don't have one mom and pop. Not that they're like really doing the business. Maybe my organization down there somewhere, but not like they're doing it. Awesome. You know, I got probably 15 plus CrossFit boxes.
Awesome, thank you.
Sure. One more question, Tommy, and then I'm gonna let you go here, buddy. Joni,
okay, buddy.
I'll unmute you. You raised your hand. Go ahead, Joni.
Okay. I am actually at Chick-fil-A, but I want to make this really quick. I didn't want to miss the call. But for someone who's been in the company for like 6 years, you know, when the teacher is ready or the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It's my time right now. How would you preface yourself when you're talking to people? Because people have watched me for a long time. I'm not a quitter, but I'm gonna do it. But Tommy, how would you preface it for me?
Man, I wouldn't. you know, if you've been in the business 6 years, and yeah, I tell everybody you push the restart button every time, and I would find, you know, I'd look at different things the way I've done. I've just tweaked little deals. I tell you what, guys, I've seen people change their business like a 180 turnaround. They've been in the business for a couple of years or whatever, and now they're blowing it up. Didn't do nothing in a couple of years. Now they're blowing it up. And it only took a few little different tweaks in their business, a little verbiage. Your verbiage is so huge, guys. If you can change your verbiage just a little bit, it's phenomenal to do your business. Like, I see so many new distributors are calling, what did you think? I think that's the worst thing you can ask anybody. What you think about what you saw? That's the worst. I would never tell anybody that. And I'd say, man, what did you like the most about what you saw? Right? Again, like I was saying, for who would you like? Who could you? If you know, I do this for a living, right? If you could recommend a few people to me, just little things like that, guys, will change the business verbiage. So I would look at what you've been doing. For, you know, get with Fred and what you've been doing for 6 years, and role play with someone that's doing some big things, and maybe a little change in the verbiage up a little bit, but staying the same, still doing the Peak Pass plug, still doing what we're doing, but maybe changing something up, you know?
I've actually been doing some of the training with the Hayeses.
Oh,
Brandon,
awesome, yeah.
and yeah, and it's amazing. Just, yeah. So I'm going to practice what they do between them and Fred. That's what I'm saying. When the student's ready, the teacher appears. Teachers are popping up all over the place, and it's just been great.
But it takes time. So again,
right.
You know, like I tell everybody, it takes time. Like I had a lady the other day, a nurse. She called me up. She was gonna, and I didn't know she was a nurse, but she was calling me. She's like, I don't think this business for me. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I'm not blah 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 blah. Right? And I said, how long you been doing this? She said 90 days. And I was like, all right. I said, let me ask you a quick question. What do you do for a living? She said, I'm a registered nurse. I said, how long did it take you to become a registered nurse? She said, almost 4 years. And I said, how long you been a nurse? She said, I've been a nurse now for about 3 years. And I said, do you know everything about being a nurse right now? She said, no. So I said, first of all, what makes you think, you know, that you can come into our profession and know everything in 90 days, right? It's a joke, you know, to tell you the truth. And that's why I always tell people, it takes it's a fact. It takes 10,000 plus hours to become a professional in any profession. And a lot of people don't want to come in here and put that much time in. You know, and guys, it takes time, it takes practice, and you got to go fail, to tell you the truth. You got to go fail, you got to go fall on your face, you know, fall and get punched in the face a few times, and that's how you're going to learn, period. You know, period. You know, I tell everybody, you're going to have to go through the wall, you're going to have to go to the valleys, and you will go up and you will come down. And for the ones that can come back up are the ones that win, right? All day. And if you go down, you learn why you went down. I've learned in all my I mean, I'm telling you, I've messed up, failed a bunch of times. You know, they say, Tommy, how'd you get to where you're at? I failed more than you did, right? I hit the wall more than you did. That's why I'm at where I'm at today. You know, and I got more no's than you did, and I got more people quit on me than you have. Yep. That's the difference. That's the difference, right?
Hey, Tommy, I got to tell you, I am so excited about the stuff that you've been able to share with our people here. I am so grateful for your generous offer of this time. I can't believe how blessed we all are to have a company that's attracted young fellas like you to our business. Tommy, thank you very, very much. If anything that I can do to support your efforts, not that you need my help, but if there's anything that please don't ever hesitate to call me. And I'll speak for all the group. We've really learned an awful lot from you. Thank you so much, Tommy. I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Fred, man. I learned a bunch from you. I remember every Wednesday night I listened to you and Pat. I'm like, who's this guy? He talks so awesome. I loved your voice. I loved how you explained Zija and the products and whatnot. And I get everybody listen to some Fred guy. I don't know. This Fred guy does this on Wednesday nights. You got to listen to him and some Pat Anderson. So, man, you've done a ton for my business, brother, ton. So, you know, if you believe it or not, you have done a lot for me already, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate your organization, boss.
You too, Tommy. Well, look forward to seeing you where Florida's first, and then Las Vegas is next. Okay?
There you go. Yeah, I'll be at both.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes,
appreciate it.
All right. See y'all. God bless.
Folks, we recorded that, and I'm so glad Steve, that you reminded me to record that. How bad would that have been to forget to record that? So I'll post that. Folks, I got to tell you something. When you have an opportunity to hear from somebody like Tommy Chapa and what he has experienced, the things that you heard, I mean, I'm taking notes here. Now it's not like I haven't heard this before, or even taught it before, but he got to the meat of the issues here. One of the things he was talking about, I wrote down, it's a numbers game. You got to be willing to go through the numbers. Look at who we're looking for. We're not looking, one of the things that got my attention, Tommy is very product based. He was with a service related company. He went through that process of identifying, what kind of companies create long-term opportunities, because there's lots of deals out there. They come past me every single day. There's a new deal to go make money, right? That's fine, except you get to a point in your life where you don't want to work forever. And I didn't even know this in the beginning, but over the years, what I've identified, look at all of the top 30 companies in the industry. Almost without exception, they have a nutritional foundation to them, a consumable product, primarily nutrition. There are some cosmetics, but these are the 25, 30 long-term companies. But the vast majority of them have a nutritional product supplementation to them, and that's because of the residual income. But he talked about going through the numbers. Got to talk to enough people to get the ones you're looking for. Now, customers are pretty easy. And he said something that I figured out in Zija. This was the magic of Zija for me. And that first year, especially that first 6 months, David Moses didn't think I was going to stick around because he knew what kind of money I'd made in the past. And he thought that it takes time to build a nutritional company. And David was afraid that I was going to quit because I wasn't making enough money. What he didn't realize was, number one, I didn't get into Zija to make a big hit. I got in because I wanted to be part of something that would be around long after me. But what was exciting to me was the residual. In our business, you get this deal down. What did Tommy say? Get somebody else on the phone. Don't talk too much. Get somebody else on the phone. Nobody wants to work with you unless you have already done it. You don't know how to do it. You don't take your 14-year-old and say, teach me how to drive a car. Okay? They're good at Grand Theft Auto, but it doesn't mean anything in the real world. Now, the magic to Zija to me was building a business. See, that's what I do. Okay? Get some person. I have to get 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 people to get the one that wants to go to work with you. One of the things I wrote down here Tommy said was develop people. There's a reason why my Zija business has created so much income, and it's because of building in depth. I don't think there's anybody, Amy had to excuse herself, Amy McKenzie excused herself because of an event she had to do from this meeting. Notice Amy's the real deal. Every single time Amy's on, every single time. She doesn't need to be here, okay? She already got this deal down. But the reason Amy McKenzie's here is because I asked her to make a commitment if she was bringing her team members, and several of you are part of her team. I asked for the leaders to make that commitment to be there. That's why, and it's almost like she came to the boss, can I have the morning off? Because she made that commitment. That's the type of person you're looking for. Now, she's the only one on this screen right now that I personally enrolled. Most of you folks are like, 10, 15, 20 levels deep, 50 levels deep. That's what I was doing, was building in depth. Tommy said, develop people, build in depth, develop people. Now, the big thing about Zija in the beginning was, first month there were, 30 people in. Next month, I had 30 auto ships. And then, week by week, I'd lose a couple auto ships, but I'd gain 10. And somebody else would drop off and I'd gain 8. And every single week, every single month, the auto ships continued to grow. See, that's what I was looking for. It's not about today money. Anybody can go work and make money, but it's that ongoing customer retention. And how do you get those customers? One at a time, or build distributors, right? But let's see, what else did I have down here? Oh man, I can't even read my notes. Oh, most people will do more for others than for themselves. That is a powerful line. One of the things that Tommy was saying, and this was to Joni, I'm going to rephrase it. Jim Rohn says, don't be lazy with your language. Okay? When I first started in the business 30 years ago, I did not have the communication skills I have today. Now, I had good communication skills because I was a truck driver. I was younger than most of the truck drivers. I had long hair. I mean, that was a bad thing to begin with right there as a truck driver, right, Brian? Yeah. But I could communicate and get things done. I got guys that outweighed me by, 200 pounds to move the heck out of my way because I could communicate effectively as a truck driver, not the kind of communication that works well in our business. But that was one of the things that I figured out very early on, is that I wanted to be the guy at the front of the room with the pen, the magic marker, because they were obviously the ones making the most money. And so if I was going to do that, I had to step out of my comfort zone because I was not comfortable at the front of the room. My first meeting was so bad, had I not been the one giving it, I would have left. But how do you become a great communicator? I'm not going to say I'm a great communicator, but I'm going to say I'm pretty good, okay? How do you become a great communicator? You got to be in it long enough, practice, develop your skills to be good. How do you get to be good? You got to start out being bad. And the key here, you heard all the keys to our business from Tommy's communication. 10,000 hours. Stick around long enough to become successful. Now, you got to be doing the doing part, right? So let me do this. A couple things I want to cover real quick, and then we'll use our time for it to help whatever we've got. This last minute window of opportunity, about 48 hours. We're going to go, I think it's noon on Monday. That's where they're going to shut off the codes. This is for existing distributors. So this applies to people like Carlette, people like Joni, Rory, Berdina, Steve, people have been around for a while. Now's the time to go back through your genealogy, back through your notes. Company's been pretty good about purging inactive people recently. Okay, I mean, I've noticed that. Your auto ship lapses for a couple of 6 months or something like that, you're out of the genealogy. So you may have to, remember, this is your chance to get back to the people. Don't worry about the ones that were the whiners, okay? You know what I'm talking about. Don't worry about them. Those people tend to not change. But there were good people that joined, and either they weren't ready to make the time commitment, you weren't ready to provide the leadership and the training, the company wasn't ready for an easy path. And we'll never say it's easy, but I'm going to tell you right now, mark my words, over the next 12, 24, 36 months, we're going to be getting back to that path where new people, no previous multi-level marketing experience, come in and they're diamonds in 12 months. I'm talking Barbie Stahl's story. She joined us at a point in time. I'm not saying it was easy, but we had the beat. Everybody was making money. We've lost some of that momentum over the last few years, but we're going to be getting it back. It's already starting. So that's what you want to do with this window of 48 hours. Go give them another opportunity. But now you need to be thinking about this. Are you the one that needs to explain to your, previous distributor and somebody downline? No, because you might be getting the enthusiasm, the excitement, but you don't have the big picture, the big, the vision. You don't have the story. It becomes a whole different thing. Imagine this, a whole different thing when you're putting, you know, somebody like myself or one of the upline diamond leaders on the phone with your person, because you never associated with us before, right? But now, you know, Fred Holmes, Doug Stroop, Dee Dee Shaw, Amy McKenzie's working directly with me, and I'm going to work with you. Okay? So take advantage of that. What other questions can we help with here? Because that was really, I wanted to use Tommy as much as he was willing to be with us. We're going to, you know, I'm going to really kind of open this up. Unmute yourself. You know, if you have a question, something we can work with here, everybody else is going to want to have that information as well. Oh, go ahead. Rory, you got your hand up again?
It's me. This was a great call. Really appreciate it. A lot of good things to refresh our minds with again. Is this video, are we able to forward this on to some of the people that I wrote a list of people that distributors that are kind of, you know, sitting on the fence? Is this a call that we could forward on to them?
The only problem I have with that, folks, is that it's kind of a hang on a second here. I'm in a webinar meeting right now, period. I will take care of it, period. I would actually say no, and here's the reason why, okay? If you send them the link to this video, they have access to all the videos, okay? I didn't do anything to, you know, password protect this or whatever. When you're talking about people sitting on the fence, you're talking about specifically the gym people?
No, not necessarily. We've got some distributors that, you know, it's kind of like
Pulling a mule through mud.
all talk and no action.
Yeah, you know, here's and I'm open to rethinking this, but here's my thought process. Okay, you've got a you know, a 3-month-old infant, and you've got a you know, a $65 ribeye steak. That's a good steak. If you give it to the 3-month-old infant, what can they do with it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We want to provide inspiration, not motivation. My concern is that I just don't want this kind of information getting out there. This is not me. This isn't about, you know, some specific knowledge, although I'm sharing things that I've learned. It's more about a process for you folks. Okay, and I think you've been at this long enough to see what the difference is. I would rather you not. Now, you know, am I going to have the, you know, the YouTube police running after you and that sort of thing? No, but I would prefer that you not, because I just don't think that this is any different than anything else. The information that Tommy provided was for you guys.
Right.
Okay, mostly because I want you to see that there's a lot of people out there that have gone through the things that I'm talking about with you, who have come from a variety of different backgrounds and walks of life, that have created success. And hopefully one of the things you notice was this you know, similarity of things that you've heard before coming from Tommy.
Sure.
A lot of ways I use Tommy to validate, third-party validation of what I'm asking you to do. Okay, so that's all I got for that.
That's
Okay,
fine. Fair.
somebody else is chatting at me here. Berdina, will we have a recording of last Thursday? It's already up. Okay, Berdina, you're asking me, last Thursday's meeting is already up. What other questions, or what's going on with you folks right now with the Surf's Up promotion? Anything we can refine with that?
Yeah, Fred, I guess I got a question about that. And so on the Surf's Up promotion, with our codes, and as we're piquing people's interests that have been on the fence, you want us to third-party validate, correct?
Absolutely.
With all of them? Absolutely. Okay, that's what I thought.
Well, wait a minute. Ask your question again. I'm doing multitasking here in my head.
Okay. So we have people on the fence, and we're trying to get them to do that $40 enrollment to get the $100 worth of free product. Are you wanting us to get our upline on the phone to do a third-party validation?
Okay, thank you for redoing that question. If somebody's on the fence about $40, okay, write their name down, because they will sooner or later call you to borrow money. Okay, I have a new criteria for people I loan money to. All right, number one, has to be a reasonable rate of return on my investment, has to be a reasonable investment, okay? But if it's personal loaning of money, if I offered you an opportunity to get involved in Zija and you didn't join, you don't get my money, okay? Pure and simple, okay? If your children are starving and you're in the hospital, I'll take care of your children. I guarantee you they're going to be asking for money. So, no, let's get real clear on this. If you are at a point in time where your prospect is thinking about a $40 investment, we've messed up the process. Okay, you shouldn't be. That is the I gotta think about it package. Nothing has changed, folks. We're not the Surf's Up kit. This is phase one of this second wave, concept. It's to get the existing distributors to buy into what we're doing. We already know that 80% of our existing distributors either do not want to do the business at a business level. They're really interested in using the product. They get a friend on the product once in a while. They're not actively engaged in the business. We're going to take the 20%ers that want to move forward with us, the ones that are going to make an impact in the development of the company, and we need to get them mentally to engage, to enroll, okay, get to on board with the process. That's a $100 commitment. That's it. It's a $100 commitment. We bought our Surf's Up kit. This was for existing distributors. We're getting the existing distributor base to buy into the concept, and they're making a physical monetary commitment. And they get, 20 codes? All right, now, what we're looking for is to go through the prospecting process, create the list, segregate the list. Who am I going to talk to about product? Just talk to them about product, okay? Who am I going to talk to about the business? Focus on the business, okay? The other part will come in from behind. Now, go through that process. Hey, I've got something. I thought about you and Bob. You're talking about retirement, or, you'd like, Mary to stay home with them. Whatever it is. Did you catch what Tommy said? He's looking for something they need. Not about us, about them. Now, when you've got that framed up, that invitation, whether it's for the product or whether it's for the opportunity, same thing, get them some information, make it quick, and then put them on the line with an upline. I did this with, and I forget, I'm not even going to try and remember, it may have been with one of you. We were talking with a prospect. She actually was very interested, was looking for a change in her life, seemed like the right person. When we're getting down to, what else do we need to answer to get you going? She goes, well, nothing. Actually, I got a couple of things in my personal life, in my work situation I need to get off the table, and then I'd like to get started, probably about 2-3 weeks or so. I said, well, great. Can I make a suggestion? Permission-based. Can I make a suggestion? We've got an opportunity, because Scott's going, I mean, he's really going right. It was Scott Asano. Scott's really going and blowing right now. And I would hate to see you miss out. We've got a unique opportunity right now for $40. You can get placed into his organization. You get $110 in product for free. So over the next 2 to 3, did you like that? Did you catch that? For $40, you can get placed into the genealogy, and you get $110 of product for free. I mean, I don't know if you liked it. I liked it. It came out of my mouth, went into my ears, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So anyway, so $110 worth of product for free, and then you can start using the product over the next couple of weeks that you need to get your ducks in a row. Got her in. And I said, and what we'll do during this time is we'll keep you plugged in. There's a lot of things you can start getting more information. You know, we got coming Tuesday night, I'm going to do a business presentation webinar. We're on Wednesday. Dr. Joshua Plant's going to talk about the product. You get a chance to get a lot more exposure, and she's in, and she's on the product. And in her mind, she's already made a commitment. The product is going to start affecting her. She was very interested in the product, hadn't used any product yet, interestingly enough. But that's how I would use that. I mean, you know, plug into some of the stuff that Chris and David are doing, okay? You can go Chris Estes' Facebook page and, you know, like him and whatever. But you can see the recordings of what he's doing, okay? This is a fallback position. We need to be talking to people about Diamond Pack, Gold Pack, Enhanced System. I'm not going to go to Personal System because that's a customer, okay? And if they're not ready there, then let's go to $40 Let Me Think About It pack. It's the Think About It pack. Don't lead with the Think About It pack, because there's people out there, if you walk them through the system, they'll write a Diamond Pack order for you. Okay? Did that help with that?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Something else. We're a touch past the hour mark. What else have I got here? I have a 12 p.m. phone call. Have to step out. Thank you, Fred. All right. You got the recorder.
Fred?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to share something with Tammy and Rory about the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I've been peaking my gym for 2 years, and I reapproached the gym manager yesterday and told her that I wanted to give her first opportunity because I've been peaking the trainers. And the trainers are going to come to my meeting here Thursday night at my home. And I said, I believe they're going to sign up, and they can either work for you or you can be in their organization. I said, it's whatever you want to do. I said, I just feel that I need to let you know that this is going to happen. Maybe you should invite the trainers to a dinner.
Sorry.
Thank you.
There we go. Thanks.
We're touching too many things.
Yeah, get the people underneath them first, and then they'll have fear of loss.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
appreciate that.
I can speak to that too, that gym thing, if I may. I have a gym owner that her son works in the gym. He's the manager of the gym, and she cannot get him to validate her. Problem is that a lot of people that own gyms, even though she's had a great result, his grandparents have had a great result, I mean miraculous results. He is a strongman competition person. They put bad stuff in their bodies, and they don't care about good stuff. And no matter what we do, until they crash and burn, he is not going to be interested in Moringa. Even though there are successes in his life. I've been there. I've done a booth for them at a strongman competition. The people that were competing that weren't part of his gym, and even some that were interested in what I had to offer, and they all took samples. It made them all feel better. The owner of the gym, which is the mother of the manager, still cannot get those people signed up because he will not validate her. So that's some of the things that we run into when we are trying to prospect people, in the gym. Now, CrossFit is a whole different ball game because they are into their health, but most gyms are not. They are into get it fast, put bad stuff in your body, and we have snake oil. So just speaking to that, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else for now, folks? All right, you got 48 hours left to go back after everybody else, okay? And then we're rocking and rolling. I have not yet had a chance to get the email out, but we're back on the standard schedule, cycle 2, 3, 4. Tuesday night webinar presentations, and then of course, David on Monday, Josh on Wednesday, and then Saturday of cycle 4. Remember Super Saturday, and look at planning something to plug in, okay? Because I can, in that kind of context, I can actually give you a lot of edification. Where are you, Danielle? Oh, I need to be there. I see the beach. Show off.
Rocky Point. And you know what we saw on the way in was this, my friend Shauna.
Say what?
We saw a sign from Moringa coming in to Rocky Point. So I'm totally going to take a picture and be like, it's in Mexico.
Very good. All right, folks. Have a great rest of your day. We'll connect soon. I'm available as always. I'm going to have a little bit of challenges with the mom situation, but I will minimize that as much as I can. Have a great day.
Thanks, Fred. God bless.
See ya.
Thanks, Fred.
Bye-bye.
Yes, God bless. Thank you.